What's up, YouTubers, and welcome, photographers and videographers, artists alike. I am Kiki Alexander. You guys know me as ThePandaPhotographer, and thank you for tuning into this late show. And I'm going to talk about a few things before we get started. I want to talk about my workflow and how I make money as a photographer. And I'm not going to sugarcoat the experience like some other photographers will sugarcoat their experiences to make it seem that it's going to be okay, but it is, and eventually it is going to be okay, but it's up to you as the photographer to understand these red lines of tape, what you should avoid. And I'm gonna get that into a minute, but I want to make sure that there's enough people in the live stream, or some people in the live stream, before we get started. But yeah, I am paying attention to the comments, and I hope you guys like the new look that I'm going with right now. And I really am going with something a little bit more simple and clean, very easygoing on the eyes. So I transformed my website to make it much simpler, much easier, less clunk of information, spread it out, everything should be in order. But yeah, I make my living as a photographer, and that is me right there in the little picture thumbnail. Okay, I make my own photography the way I vision it. Now, a lot of photographers will tell you this is the way you should shoot, and this is the way you should be shooting. Listen, there are some rules that you should follow, but when it comes down to your decision making as a photographer, decision making when taking a picture, it is up to you to decide how you want to take that picture. That is how you built your craft. No one can actually give you a bottle of hot sauce craft and like, here's a bottle of craft, and put it on top of your house on your camera. It's gonna be it's gonna be very spicy. No, it's not. It's not. It's not about trying to sugarcoat the fact that like being a photographer is a troublesome career to get involved, and I want even the newbies, don't be afraid of this video. I'm not trying to push you away from this video. What I'm trying to educate you is that when you try to get going to where you need to be on a different level from any other photographer, and you want to get to the top, you're going to run into some situations where you are going to feel very uncomfortable, or you're going to have to make decisions that you may have regret for the rest of your life. So that's the thing about being a photographer, and the purpose of being a photographer is to take it all in one as a critic, because photographers have critics. But the one thing about being a photographer that I'm trying to avoid, and I'm noticing on my Facebook, when I log into Facebook, is tons and tons of female model portraits. Some of them have nude, some of them not. I appreciate it, but when someone wants to present, say, same-sex couple, like two males, which did happen on Facebook, that photo was black and white, was beautiful, it was nice edges, nice curves, there was nice shadow, nice detail to it, and people ripped on it. Like, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't post this, but it's okay to do two women. Yeah, it's not fair. Photography is about open speech, open opinions, open mind, taking what matters, capturing the moments, because it happens once in a lifetime, right? So what our goals are as photographers? We are supposed to criticize people, but we're not supposed to criticize in that kind of format, to criticize someone taking a same-sex photograph. I find that a little bit unorthodox for someone to criticize that photo. I don't see them getting behind the camera and taking initiative and taking that photograph. No, I don't see them doing that. But anyway, I don't want to go on too long, but guys, I have fixed my website. I changed a little bit of everything to make it more simple for you guys to go through the website. So as you know, the top bar is in black and white, panda style, you know me. And as you can see, everything is mostly like panda. Me and panda, black and white. Those are my two colors. And if you just go to my website, it's simple, but look how the page loads. Just take a look how the page loads. It's that elegant, like push down. I like it. But yeah, I have a simple. Now you can see the icons clearly, so you know how to find me on social media. There's no excuses now. But please do subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button if you like what I said so far in this video. I really do appreciate if you guys want to support this travel photographer. There's a PayPal donation link down in the description below. And yeah, I travel as a photographer and try to make my money, trying to communicate with people that don't even have nothing to do with photography, but have an interest in looking in for a photographer to do a little bit of some shots for maybe an antique shop, or it could be a mom and pop bakery. You gotta venture small and big, because a lot of people want to fish big, and that's your big mistake. Fish small, gently, gradually work your way up. And I've been doing that slowly. I had some low-end clients, I have some high-end clients. I try to be very adaptable to the community that supports me. Like you guys support me. You guys watch my content. You guys think about what does this guy have to say this time. Sometimes I can be a little goofy, sometimes I'm off-rated. If I'm going to actually put myself in a title, I'm calling it off-rated now. That's a new rating system for me. But the one thing I do want to share is my workflow. So I want to just show you my workflow really quickly here. If I can bring that up here. Why is it not bringing that up? All right, I gotta fix this. Okay, Lightroom. Sorry for the delays, ladies and gentlemen, but this is odd. It doesn't even locate my files or the folder or the app. It's open. That's strange. OBS, oh my goodness, man. It's always screwing up, guys. It's always screwing up. Alright, so I gotta go back. I left you guys black, but it's not showing anything. I'm looking at it at the other monitor and it's not showing a single thing. Nope. I need to change the type. Guys, I'm not sure what's going on here. This was working just a minute ago. I swear to you it was. Not sure what it was trying to do. Okay, first and foremost, let me fix my size of my display, first of all. Because that's not how I like to fix my stuff, you know. Alright. Perfect. Now, I want to show you guys my workflow. But it won't detect Lightroom or Photoshop for some weird reason. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is now add capture. Oops. Let's do Lightroom. And that did not work either. Not quite sure what's going on, guys. I had this all set up and everything before I started. I even tested it before I started, and that's the problem with some of these softwares, that glitches happen all the time. Nothing works perfectly. Right? It's bringing up my website. then it's bringing up other stuff like you guys is a chat box, and I don't see. I'm not doing this wrong, but anyway, I'm just going to, oops, I'm not sure what's going on, but we're going to try this instead. Remove this, capture to, it's not detecting anything. Cancel. Alright guys, so that's pretty funky. I'm still trying to work this out. I'm not quite sure what is going on here. Okay, now we got something. That was stupid. So basically, this is what happened, guys. This is dumb. This is so dumb. So dumb. So basically, if you minimize your Lightroom or your Photoshop, OBS won't detect it. Wow, OBS, you really suck. Like balls on this one. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that I've been working on lately. And I don't mean to hold you up. I do apologize. I get a little frustrated sometimes when I'm trying to do one of these live things. It don't go well, and it kind of just falls apart. And like, for one, I like this shot. I love this shot. Okay, when I am doing photography of like event photography, I am constantly looking for opportunities to be creative and thinking about an open mind and how to shoot this. And I know the typical photographer won't do a silhouette shot like this, especially a low-key shot like this, but this was a good opportunity to practice low-key photography by using a constant change of LED light for the vocalist and singer. I just thought maybe I can share this story with you and kind of give you guys what was going through my mind when taking this photo, and that's what I saw, and that's what I kind of wanted to capture, and it was perfect too. So I knew that, okay, I'm going to shoot at 1/60 of a second f2.0, even though that's wide open and it was pretty dark. So this was an extremely low light situation, and 26mm ISO 800. If you look at my Instagram, I have to say, like, I did a pretty fair job demonstrating how to take a crop sensor camera, which is the Sony a77 II, which I'm now currently having issues with right now. For some weird reason, after my video making about my budget setup, I'm just having these problems. But I wanted to share that story with you guys. And like, for instance, when I am traveling and I wanted to say, like, this photo here, this was taken like, what, 9 months ago, 10 months ago, and it was 1000 a second f8 90mm, because I use a micro lens, ISO 1250 of a second, and I tried to fix a lot of things, but I wanted to kind of create something a little bit different from what I'm normally doing. And I want to show people that, like, I do like architecture photography, and I do express my architecture photography in a lot of ways, and it could be very symmetric, it could be full of lines, it could be, you know, a landscape enjoyment for advertisement. Like, some people love that kind of photography. So yeah, people do like my photography. Then I kind of switch it up. I kind of get personal. I want to get like a little bit of more urban. So when I go travel, I stay at these places called the Hostel. Now, I'm a member of the High International Hostel Inn, Now, this is for like travelers or people that are either out of state or working. They can go to a hostel, which I recommend the High International Hostel, because they got full kitchen, clean bathrooms, well-welcome space, free Wi-Fi, internet, name it, they have it. I go to certain places like Portland or Madison or New York, or like or in California you got San Francisco, you got but that's not the point. The point is the photography. When I go to these places, I meet these individuals and I gather a relationship. Over time, I come back and forth to see folks like Diana here. Have to get a picture of her. If you guys see her eyes in real life, holy crap. Like, she's very genuine, very urban, very, I would have to say she's very mellow and very vibrant in her, well, she has to work in a hospitality situation, so in reality, in her real work, after work, she's still the same person. She has that nice personality, so I got a picture of her and I took it. And for instance, like when I was in Madison, using my flashlight, which I made a video about how I do light painting with the flashlight. I just put a tube onto that flashlight, but this is how I do like my creative light painting. These are the things that maybe you guys want to get into, but this is the things that I don't want to stress over to you guys as photographers that are beginning or come into this field and want to know how to make money. I'm just like saying this. I venture in all categories, so I know what is my niche, what I cannot work with. Like when I do long exposures or time lapses or night photography, which hardly you see a lot of, I do it because that's one of my niches. This is one of my things I like to do, but I also like to do portraits. So when I am doing portraits, I do them well, but night photography for me is more of, you know, a way of relaxing. Because during the day, it's more like portraits and the mayhem and the chaos, and you're trying to hustle, you're trying to share your Instagram, you're trying to publicize your Facebook, you're trying to, you know, do the best you can. Like me, I try to do the best I can. I do what I can. But I got bills as well, and that what conflicts with me making better content, because let's be honest, like every time I get a job, it goes to bills that I have responsibilities for, and those bills are part of why I choose photography, because I know that I can do a great job if people give me the opportunity, and I can make fantastic images like this one, or I can make fantastic images like this come to life and share and let people pay me for my work. And I really do want to stress this enough. If you're not a photographer and you're watching this and you're saying that why should I pay a photographer, it's that they have to buy all this expensive gear. We have to spend so much time behind the computer. We have to do so much editing. Yes, there's methods of editing. Now there's a basic, there's an advanced, and there's a pro level. You know, some people, most of the time, from between basic and advanced, always get that package, especially when you're doing parties or you're doing events. When you do weddings, you do, as a photographer, want to, you know, give your client some high-end work so they can recommend you to someone else. So I do recommend that. But for me, it's like, look at this shot. I took this shot with no flash, just using the screeching, nasty yellow lights in the streets of Madison, even though there was some bright lights. But ISO 150, f2.0, 35mm with the Sigma 18 to 35, and I'm sharing my work with you. I'm showing you guys my experience. It's a tad soft, just a tad soft, but Joanna, the young lady that you see before you, loved this photo, and I made different copies or different styles of this one photo for her, and she chose it. She likes it. So yeah, I met her one day when I was in Madison recently in August, hanging out the hostel. So this is why I'm telling you guys, like, travel photography is not a bad thing. I meet these people, I get beautiful photos like this, and moments that you can never replace, moments that you can never say that, like, I got some good moments in photography, and that should make you feel proud. I know it does. That's why I'm always looking for something to do into photography. When I was in Chicago, getting landscapes, cityscape architecture photography like this. Like, this is how I edit my photos. This is how I see it. But then again, my screen on my new laptop is it's not calibrated correctly. I did the best manually because I don't have a Spider 5. Lost it. So I gotta spend money, I gotta save money up to buy that to fix, even though I know the IPS display on this laptop, the RGB is not that great. So I'd rather replace the screen, which I can, but that costs money. But note that when money comes by, when you get a job, make sure you take care of your bills first, not your gear. Bills first, ladies and gentlemen, then gear. But anyway, I just want to share how I make money off of photography. As you can see, like, I meet these musicians. Okay, so when I'm in New York City, Portland, Madison, Chicago, Vancouver, Toronto, I meet a lot of musicians. When I'm in, like, California, it's like a dead spot for me. So that's, like, to me, California is like more like portrait and wedding territory. New York City is more like, for me, all the cities I just mentioned, or like, for me, more like a mix up everything. I just find myself separated in California sometimes. So it kind of confuses me where I want to do, what I should do, what is trending now. When I'm in these other places, I don't really need to worry about that. But like this, like me being creative with speed lights, it's why I like to just travel. I'm not going to do this all the time, but when I have the opportunity, when I am traveling, I capture moments like this, using gels, using speed lights, using grids. The red light that you see, I was using a grid, so it looks like a spotlight, but I wanted it to be subtle off his face, but focus on the shirt, because that's the closing line in the music label. So yeah. And also I wanted to focus on the Apple logo. As you can see there, it's crispy bright as hell, so it's there. They're like, yo, Apple, yo, if you want to use this photo, I'm really to sign some papers and contracts, and let me know, because Panda needs some money right now, really badly, because I really want a new camera, and I'm thinking about just buying a second-hand camera. A6300 would be fine. I can buy me an 8 email adapter. I can mount my Sigma 18-35 on it. I'm golden. I have used it before on my A7R, just to prove to you guys on that test I did a long time ago. Can a Sigma 18-35 work on an A7R? I did that stupid little test, and like it was great results. And then if you was to use the Super 35 mode or the crop down to APS-C mode, it gives you a relatively, like, what is it, 15.4 megapixels. So it was not that bad from 36.4 megapixels. So quite half of that, a little bit more. But as I was like explaining, guys, I just wanted to share the content and what I've been doing lately, and what I have been like trying to do as a photographer, and getting stuff out there, getting content, pushing content out there. And like Mikey the Raven sent me a camera strap, which I'm still kind of juiced up for, because it feels very comfortable around my neck for some reason. Now I have my own camera strap, but I don't want to focus on the camera strap thingy, but I want to focus about like the photos I'm showing you guys in the workflow. And the photos, this was a birthday party, okay? I'm just showing you guys how I will take photos and get low to the ground but look up, make sure I got the flashes. But I use two flashes in this case, so I used a speed light on top of my flash in TTL. Then I used the TT600 in optical slave mode to center the light to bounce off the walls, to bounce, and as you can see, lights up my walls perfectly. I use it to my advantage, so you guys gotta know the lighting. I have a whole tutorial menu setting on my website that you can go check it out for yourself and say, hey, understanding lighting and flash, this is what it's there for. That's why it's there. It's up to you. If you guys like this stuff, there's a donation PayPal. I really appreciate it. It really helps. But back to the main topic. But now I want to show you something else I also do to make also money other than photography. I take my photography and I try to practice my Photoshop skills. So what I'm going to show you next might surprise you. Okay, so I'm gonna go into Photoshop and hope. Alright, we in Photoshop now. Working right. Okay, so now we in Photoshop. Okay, this is, let me start from making this. So I'm gonna okay, I guess what I need to do is show you where I got this photo, this image of my buddy Tech from. So let's hop back into Lightroom for a second, and where is that photo? I know it's down here somewhere. It's a lot of photos. And I do apologize. I really do apologize for I'm taking so long. I should know where my files are, but I do know where they are. It's down here with the rest, because it was after the lemon party. Well, it actually was the lemon party. Oh, there it is. So this is where I got the photo from. So you guys can imagine what I did and how I okay, I can use this. I can use this photo to advertise a Halloween party that he's throwing in New York City. So I'd rather say yeah, let me work on some magic. So I decided that I was going to work on creating this, and basically to use this image to promote a Freak Fest Halloween party. Then I got a little bit more creative and decided to change it up with the background to see how it would look, and then take out the Halloween banner and just put Freak Fest and just have a big ass calling hand just, you know, in the background, showing that Halloween's coming and this is all the performance, the details were sent to me and stuff like that. So yeah, so making thumbnails is actually fun. And I know I just watched this video the other day. I'm just gonna Manny OT said making thumbnails for YouTube is such pain in the ass, and actually it is not. It is so much fun and so much easy. Literally, I know that he works really hard in his photography. I'm not knocking him. I just find that really not credible enough to say wait, you I'm not bashing the guy. Hear me out. What I'm saying is that this thumbnail only took me about 30 minutes to make. Just trying to figure out what I wanted to set this up. So imagine making a thumbnail for YouTube, which only takes me literally 5 minutes. Literally take me top 5 minutes. To prove you guys what I'm talking about here is, let me show you one of my thumbnails for the tripod. This literally took me 5 minutes to make. I'm not shit you not. Literally take me 5 minutes to make. what I did was I took one of my same image, but where you see the text is, I kind of blurred it. I kind of did an effect where I wanted it more wider. I take the same image and just cut it. I just cut this blank space where this tripod is. I cut this blank space, put it over here, and then did this layer of skin again on top with me pointing. And as you can see, this is how I made it. Simple, easy to do, and you can see my effects. My effects, oops. I want to know if you can see that. Can you see the effect? No, you cannot see the layer effect. That's another problem. Okay, I'm gonna open up another layer effects, and I'm gonna open up layer style. Okay, so there it is. So gotta be quick with this stuff. Sorry for the blackout, but so here's the layer effect. This is what I actually did. So just to let you guys see. So I kind of blended, I kind of torqued the jitters, the range, how I want the normals, the noise, and then some others, you see how I did the capacity, cut it down to blend some of the layers into one. So it's not hard. Just gotta find how you like it and what you want. Literally, it took me 5 minutes. Simple. And this is what I also do as a YouTuber. Now, as a YouTuber and as a photographer, I try to make my money as possible, but YouTube has been cutting my views down from, like, if it's not trending, they won't publicize it. And I'm going to show you why I'm saying this too. And I'm going to show you that the struggle is real. So I want you guys to check out some of the videos lately that I made. All right, so I want you guys to take a good look at the view count. See, in the double digits. Then it gets triple when I talk smack about something or a product, or me getting really crazy with it. What is it? Where is it? Why is it not showing? Okay, now it's not showing all my other videos. See, YouTube's new studios bullshit is like, it's not ready. It's not ready. I don't understand why YouTube's trying to push this crap, because it makes no sense. This is much easier for me, and I know where everything is. But I just want to show you guys some of the views that I got, so you guys can understand why I'm thinking YouTube is actually just playing master control around here. Because if you look at this video, me talking about the new Godox round-headed flash, that one got 1,600 views, right? When I'm talking about anything else, like the Fuji TX3, as you can see right here, 246 views. That's okay, right? But everything else is in double digits. It's like YouTube doesn't want to actually show this stuff, like how I shoot video for a music producer. Like, you won't show this YouTube to, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why, as a photographer, it is not easy. It's not something that you think is going to happen overnight. Some people will, it does happen. Some people have a really good niche for it. But for me, I've been doing it for a long time, off and on. In the last like 6 years, I've been on it, on my grind. Quit my job, left home, been traveling, been moving to other places, got robbed, got burnt, and I'm still doing what I do the most, is taking photos. So this should give you guys a real idea of how I, in the real world, or you, or anyone else in the real world, really goes through the photography foundation. And just to talk about the foundation, earlier when I was talking about Facebook, I got kicked out of the group from sharing one of my videos about this BX design. I told the person to please Stop trying to make a scene here. I have a freedom right to express. It is a photo gear. The group was called Photo Gear something. Photo Gear. And I believe Robert Hall was behind it. Because it was trending. It had a lot of members. And I've been on it for like months already. And I now started posting stuff. Well, I only posted maybe 3 times on it. And the last time, I got removed from the group. So when it comes down to groups, ladies and gentlemen, please be aware. Some groups, some of these moderators and some of these admins are just sensitive. They do not have curricular experience dealing with people like I have done with people professionally in the field that I used to practice in. I'm sorry, but a lot of photographers need to open their eyes and have a better understanding about how other people shoot and how other people express and share their content. It's supposed to be sharing thoughts and sharing experiences, right? Why am I being kicked off a group from sharing that experience, but also putting someone else in place, not using English, using languages and anything like that. Just telling him, you need to respect my values, you need to respect my views. This place is a place to share. Robert Hall didn't set this up for you to troll me. This is not the place for it. You're supposed to say, hey, great, keep up the good work. But today's world, everyone wants to be so negative, and you do something wrong, you just get crucified for it. It's so bad for it. It's so bad. So you gotta just be careful for it. I get crucified all the time. It's just the way people talk smack about what happened with my teeth. Hey, I have dentures, I have replacements, but I choose not to wear them in my mouth because people should value who I am, not the value how I look. And that's the problem. And like, it's just weird. Like, people have this sensation of making fun of what you do and then try to say you don't do a good job about it. But anyway, enough about that. As I said, guys, I just wanted to show you my work and give you guys a little great idea on how to go about things if you ever get into this point where you're doing well in photography, you're doing great, but now it's time to make money and it's time to like pay bills, it's trying to get on your grind. How to go about it? Contracts. I always use contracts. Now, in my price rating on my website, which I stated that when people look for pricing, okay, put in the categories and contract agreement. Contract agreement is there to protect you from any mishaps or any confliction between you and the client. But most people don't know that as a photographer, when you sign a contract with a client, in most cases, and the client misbehaves on the day of the shoot, and that client is not respecting the way you work about things and causing problems, you can document it and walk off. If the client says, hey, I'm not paying you for it, but I need the photos, you can say absolutely not, because I'm saying this because I used to have bridezillas when I used to do weddings. Bridezillas. I stopped doing weddings. I can't do them. It's like, I don't know if I was attracted to the wrong type of client, or I was just attracted to rich, angry, little stuck up individuals. Just simple as that. But contracts is much needed. Just write you up a contract, ladies and gentlemen. It's not hard. Make sure it looks good. Get it notarized. Get it approved by someone in the law office. And get it notarized. When they sign it, both parties have contracts. Therefore, non-container fees, I do recommend it, but it's up to you. I would say when you book a client, make sure they put a deposit down for the shoot, because you book that day. It's simple as that. That's how it's supposed to be. Not when you go to a city, people or your friends come up to you and says, I need a free photo. That means they don't have no respect for you. Knowing that you did this to make a living. You didn't do it to always be. Okay, so let me clarify myself. You're also doing this to also make a living, but some just do it as a hobby. But those that have dreams of becoming successful at being a photographer have motivations and goals of making money. Those are the separations of the two photographers, or three. They could be four, it could be five. But this photographer, you and I, if I'm talking to you right now and you're a photographer that wants to make money, do it the right way, do it the legal way. Make sure they pay you cash. Like, okay, may I have proof of you giving me cash? Some sort of paper receipt, because you really want to prove that you're making an income. You want to prove that you're doing something, and you want to calculate at every 6 months to a year when you do your taxes how much money you're making, and so you can tell the same story to the next photographer. Well, in my first year I made this, then I kept calculating in my second year I made this. It's always important to do that, but most people don't want to do it. But then again, I'm just a photographer that's been do this process over and over and over and over again. So I hope you guys do like the new change and the new art on my YouTube channel. I think it's more subtle, clean, and elegant. And what reminded me of doing simple and clean was I was listening to this Japanese artist called Yuta, and I was listening to her song Simple and Clean. I was like, oh, I want something simple and clean. So this is how I came up with this: simple and clean, transparent but clean, but sharp, but elegant, but smooth, but bokeh-licious for some of those photographers out there. But anyway, there's just 3 of you guys watching, but I have to go. It's pretty late. I've been really traveling for quite some time and I'm tired. But other than that, guys, please do subscribe, please do like, please do share the content on social media. It does help me grow, expand to a lot of other places, and also helps me get this video out there to maybe relate to other photographers like myself. So it's best that you please do share it. But if you guys want to support this channel, I have a PayPal link down in the description below. It really does help me out, guys. Every day it does. So arigato, and I'll see you guys in the next video. With that said, eat, sleep, photography, videography, and repeat. Peace.